Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the all-new Subaru BRZ, and this was actually the first time that I had a chance to see it in person. Before we get into the review, I just want to give you guys some quick specs. So, under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.4-liter flat 4-cylinder that goes through either a 6-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. This particular car had the automatic. Power outputs are 228 horsepower and then 184 pound-feet of torque, and with all that being said, let's just hop right into the video. Let's go over the all-new BRZ, and this was actually the first time I've ever seen one in person, so it was a pretty interesting experience. First off, I think they did a great job with the paint color on it. You guys can see here with the headlights, I think they look a lot better than the previous generation from a stylistic perspective. And then the venting off to the side. And overall, I think the front end of this car just looks a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more modern, and I think they did a great job with the styling on the car overall. And you guys can see it still has that cool, low-slung sports car type look to it. And I will say it definitely looks better in person than in pictures and in video. It's one of those cars that's just not photogenic whatsoever. And then you guys can see here with the tire and wheel setup off to the side. I love the gray on the wheels with the BRZ. I think it contrasts nicely to the blue paint. I love the venting here as well off to the side. Again, it kind of adds to the aggressive aesthetics of the car. And then there's a quick look at the mirror. And then you guys can see again with the full side profile with the venting on the side and everything. Again, it just has this nice aggressive appearance that's the previous generation had, but I think this again just steps it up slightly. And then here's the tire and wheel setup there in the back. And then this is the part that's a little bit more controversial. It's the rear end of the car. Some people haven't loved the styling of the taillights and everything, and I can agree to that. I feel like the previous version looked a little bit better with the rear end. You can see cargo space, it's just as practical. So yeah, I think that this looks good, but the previous generation definitely looked better. You guys can see the exhaust tips down below. I think those look great. The dual outlet exhaust aesthetic and everything. And then popping over here to the front, you guys will notice here, really nice material use. So that's something that the BRZ has always been about, is actually having a pretty nice interior. So you guys can see the mix between the Alcantara and the leather. And again, it looks really nice. The fit and finish on it's great. Look at this contrasted stitching again, looks fantastic. And then you guys can see here with the legroom is actually pretty good. And then I love the seats. Again, the mix of the Alcantara and the leather I think looks fantastic. Again, lends to a more sporty aesthetic. So I think they did a good job with the seats on this car from a design standpoint, but then also from a practicality standpoint. You can see the bolsters on them are very aggressive, so they'll definitely hold you in place really well. Getting the seat to move forward was a little bit of an issue. Still has back seats. Just understand those are pretty much storage shelves. Those are not back seats that you're going to, really sit people back in unless you want to torture them. And so yeah, that's pretty much everything for the initial part. I want to show you guys a Subaru stand as well, so you guys can see a couple other cars. Because I only filmed, I think, 2 Subarus at the show. I didn't film too much. So I figured I'd just kind of show you guys a few things that they brought there. And the overall stand, I think it looked pretty cool. Anyways, popping here to the front. You guys will notice, again, material use really nice with the door panel. We've got the Alcantara at the top and then the leather down below. Looks nice and feels nice. And then again, the driver's seat, just nice what you have with the passenger seat. So they did a really good job with the design and everything on that. It is manually adjustable. Pedals look really nice. I thought that was cool. So you guys can see that whole pedal setup and everything. And this one's an automatic, as you can tell. Anyways, steering wheel looks great. I love the stitching, I love the leather trim, everything. I think they did a really good job with the design on that. And then it's got the paddle shifters because, again, it's an automatic. And notice we got the digital gauge cluster. Pretty cool to see that in person. And then the center infotainment system, pretty normal stuff. This part looks pretty similar to the previous version. I mean, there's some differences, but this is where it kind of feels like it, it's changed, but it hasn't changed as much as I thought it would have. And then you got the heated seat buttons, all that fun stuff. And then the center console I thought was interesting because it opens up like that. And it's got some cup holders in it, but I thought that was interesting how it opens up and all that. But yeah, that is the new BRZ. It was cool to see it in person. I definitely think it's a nice improvement over the first version.